So M&A, a big sort of feature as far as 2025 and beyond is concerned. Do you believe that, as Sanjay is pointing out, we're likely to see a lot more of that happen because the Davids and Goliath story is going to play out as we've seen in the past?
I think spot on. I think it's an amazing, again, time to be a venture investor in the Valley and globally, because you are at the beginning of a massive S-curve with GenAI. And the incumbents, I think unlike the e-commerce wave where the incumbents were retail companies, they were not ahead of the curve. But I think here incumbents want to be aggressive, but I think they're still tied down by their existing sales motion, existing product teams. So they will do a lot of M&A. And what we've seen is that the new administration is much more in the US. It's much more open to M&A. We saw last week Meta bought Scale AI for 15 billion. We've seen Snowflake acquire a couple of companies, Databricks acquire a couple of companies, ServiceNow acquired like a couple of companies as well. So I think it's going to happen a lot, and it's like 1999, 2000. Maybe like 168 companies went public in that time. So maybe not a lot of like companies going public, but we'll definitely see
a lot of M&A. But even on the going public side of the story, because that's seen a lull in the US, it hasn't seen a lull in India. In India, in fact, we've had perhaps our best year in 2024, but from a new age company listing point of view. But do you see a revival of the IPO market on the anvil?
Yeah. So I think the way we think about this is, IPO markets are always open. Are the entrepreneurs and companies ready to take a fair value that's conducive to us public market investors? And we've seen now Circle, the stablecoin issuer, went public, and the stock is up 7x in a matter of 3 weeks. We've seen Chime, the consumer fintech app, go public. We've seen we see in the pipeline Figma, Netscope. We will see a lot of M&A this year. And I think the approach we have as public and private investors that public markets are always open, and we would love to partner with companies who want to go public at a fair valuation.
The IPO story in India continues to look robust. I mean, we've got a whole bunch lined up at this point in time, from Urban Company, Meesho, and of course a lot of the fintech big boys, PhonePe, and so on and so forth.